in peril. This is Keesler Air Force Base, home of the men and women who fly into hurricanes. For some of these hurricane hunters, this storm was a surreal experience. As they flew into Katrina, Katrina was destroying their homes.
Could be a little bit problematic.
Nicole Mitchell and Warren Madden. You've seen them on the Weather Channel, but they have another job, a job that takes them into the eye of a hurricane. And during this record-breaking season, it's been a heck of a ride. In Rita,
what a ride. I mean, when stuff starts floating off your desk, you know you're in a serious storm. It was a monster, plain and simple.
And so was Hurricane Katrina.
Katrina definitely was one of the strongest storms I've ever flown. Shortly after we left the storm, it went Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5 within a very short time span.
Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters are based at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. Many call it home, which made Hurricane Katrina very personal.
I was just aghast at the damage. We were looking down at areas that I had just a month ago gone out to dinner at a restaurant at, or I'd gone over to a friend's house at, and I'd looked down and there was nothing but debris and slabs. And to have it brought home in such a personal way that that was a place that I was used to going to and it's never going to be the same again, it really hits home.
And it did just that for one of their colleagues, Captain James Robert Light. He lived in Biloxi and flew into Katrina.
You know, you turn around when we come out of the storm and you start heading back home. That was almost the exact forecasted path that it would travel. We were talking about that in the airplane, that, you know, oh, this one isn't the one that, you know, that gets us. But, you know, we say that all the time. But it was the one that got us.
Along with his wife and 2 children, he left Biloxi and headed north, leaving behind many friends and neighbors who intended to ride out the storm.
We had several folks in our neighborhood. I think the count was like 11 that did not survive because they waited it out.
Hurricane Katrina devastated his community. More than 11 feet of water smashed into his home.
You look at it and say, this isn't even my house, and then you see so much stuff that's yours, and then you found so much stuff that wasn't yours. You're like, I wonder where this came from. I found a photo album, didn't recognize anybody in it, you know, and things like that. It's just really eye-opening.
With nowhere to live, he relocated to North Georgia with both families, his immediate one and his fellow hurricane hunters.
It's kind of ironic that the job we love to do usually brings destruction, so that's a difficult fact to swallow sometimes.
That goes for all the men and women of this hurricane hunter squadron. This season was tough on all of them, professionally and personally. Katrina was bad, very bad. But it takes more than just one historic storm to make up one of the worst hurricane seasons on record in the Atlantic. When we come back on Season of Fury, Hurricanes 2005, the seemingly endless fury of storms that just didn't want to quit.
You know, after 2004, I remember saying, I don't think we'll ever experience anything like 2004 again. And then came 2005, and it was just jaw-dropping. It just overwhelms you, and you can't help have heartbreak for these people that have had to go through this. You really wonder, will these towns ever recover? Because what you're seeing is complete destruction.
Every house but one was destroyed.
Including yours?
Including mine. I lost everything.
I remember talking to a gentleman in Long Beach, Mississippi, and hearing his story about how he rode out Hurricane Katrina, something I don't think I'll ever forget.
And the door blew in, and that's when I went to the back. My back wall started blowing out, and my stuff was floating around, so I kind of hung on the back door jamb, holding on to a Coleman ice chest, and hanging on to a door jamb, and I just flowed with it. Waves would hit me, and I just kind of flow, and I didn't want to let go and go out in the yard unless the house collapsed.
There was a point where he wanted to let go. But the only thing that kept him holding on was the fact that he couldn't swim. You know, these people have had every single possession they own destroyed, lost, washed away.
Just pick a spot and there's your home.
And they still remain positive. They come together as a community and they say, we'll get through this. And I just don't know if that was me, if I'd have the same attitude. I certainly hope we don't see anything in our lifetime like 2005 again.